Hello, so first of all, tell us why you wanted to become an author.
I suppose ever since I was a child, I used to love reading. I used to love curling up and escaping with a good story, and I loved writing stories, and I have always wanted to be an author. I think, and life just gets in the way. But I suppose in some ways, I mean, my career, I then went to work in television. When I left university, I read history at Oxford University. And then after I left, I joined the BBC on their graduate scheme, and I became a producer director making documentaries telling real life stories of real people. And then from there I moved into freelance journalism when I had my two children, and again that's telling the story. I was doing features, so telling the stories of real life people. And it's only finally, as my children have left home and I've had more time, that I've been able to return to my dream to write. So I started writing. I've already written a couple of novels that are in the drawer. I think that's a learning curve a lot of writers go through. And I went to the Faber Academy and did a How to Write a Novel course with Nikesh Shukla, and various other writing and editing courses, and then eventually wrote this one.
So what inspired you to write Wings Over Valletta?
It was when we came to Malta, actually, a couple of years ago, and it's such a fascinating island, and we went to the Lascaris war rooms, and I was just blown away by how the war rooms had been left and sort of restored to how they had been in the war. And as the guide talked to us about the women in the plotting room, and we were deep underground, the hairs just rose on the back of my neck, and I just thought these women were such an integral part of what happened in the war and the defence of Malta, and it seemed such an unsung story. And they were so unusual because they were civilian, because I think in other theatres of war they were part of the military, they were WAFs, and they had to get to work no matter what the air raids were, how bad things were, and they were an integral part of helping to fight the battles in the sky that raged above them. And I just thought, I've got to tell their story. It just really inspired me.
So tell us more about the novel. Who is it following then?
So the story follows Kitty Campbell, who at the beginning of the story is a teacher working in Valletta, and she's quite a lost character at the beginning of the book. They moved with her family to Valletta. Her father was a naval vice admiral, and she had got pregnant and had given up a baby, and she is haunted by this child that she was forced to give up. And when war breaks out, when the Germans first do the bombing of the Illustrious in Grand Harbour, she realises time is running out, and if she ever wants to find her child, she has to do it soon. So it's a story of love. It's a story, there's romance, there's betrayal, it's a story of action, of courage, set against World War II. And she's a plotter working at the Lascaris war rooms, and it's a story of great bravery, and also how far will a mother go to protect her child, and how far will she go to save her. So I really hope you enjoy it.